What do you think about the What do you think about that whole QAnon thing? Did you see that QAnon documentary?
Yeah. So one of the guys
that shit
from there,
was wild.
but I've never really been big on that. Like, you know, Trump's coming back 2 months, 3 months, I don't get lost in it, but I mean, it's pretty deep. I wouldn't say I'm not really in that. I'm not hating on someone who is, but I'm not like, I just haven't even took a second. Like, you got to spend a lot of time on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to get in, and then I'd be rapping about, like, they're already saying I'm rapping about, you know, false narratives and medical misinformation and voter, you know, if I start rapping whatever they're talking about, my video's not even going to get released.
Yeah, that's true.
But the guy actually in one of my videos who got locked up, had the horns at the Capitol that day.
Yeah.
He's in my video I shot on January 6th, and I think he's knows a lot with the QAnon stuff. So
I think he's still in prison, isn't he?
I think he got out, or he got sentenced already. I think he got sentenced. This problem was his spear. Not to speak too much on his stuff, I'm not 100% sure, but his spear had like, he had the spear. And if you look at videos of him in there, he's just like, I want to charge my phone. He's walking around like, I'm at the desk, da-da-da. I think he left a note for somebody, and that was a problem. And the spear, they used that as like a deadly weapon. So you're not just in here anymore.
Yeah. Like I listened to an interview with that guy. He seemed kind of fucking wacky. He seemed like, he was like super into psychedelics and stuff like, and super into like, you know, all these crazy.
But I didn't really know much about, you know, that's the thing. So I might have a video, and you might have robbed a bank and you're in my music video. Doesn't mean I rock with bank robbers. Exactly. Like, you in my video, you know what I'm saying? So some people came to me about some of the videos on January 6th and said, yo, you got my people in trouble. And I'm like, well, they shouldn't have been in the music video. They shouldn't have been in the music videos.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you everybody video time. You want to be a star and be in a music video, that's on you. Yeah. So one guy I know got locked up for a long time. When he came to me, a lot of people were saying delete the video because it's getting him in trouble, and physically him said, I never said that. I shouldn't have got in that video. I was in the video, and then later on, he's in my music video. Then they got a picture of him in the Capitol. So they're able to say, that is you on that day because you're also out here in this video.
Yeah.
Right? So.
I have a friend who's on this podcast. He's a lawyer, and he represented a guy that went to the January 6th riots. And my buddy who's a lawyer, he's a Democrat. He's like a lifelong Democrat. He's like, he considers himself very liberal and like left-leaning. And he represented this guy who was a part of the whole riots. He got charged with throwing a fire hydrant at a cop, I think, which was some sort of battery. But he like dude, literally, there's footage of it. He threw a fucking fire hydrant.
Some people out there were just doing the most. You know what I'm saying?
And he said that when he first met the guy, like, he had no problem representing him. Like, he's not one of those people who's like crazy. But he invited him to his house, and they met and they talked about it. And he said this guy started talking about, you know, patriot, I'm a patriot, I'm a real patriot. And he was like, dude, shut up. He's like, we're all like, stop trying to like say that you're the only patriot. He's like, we're all patriots.
Facts.
So that's one of the things he realized, like that's one of the things that shocked him, that kind of like stood out to me when I talked to him. He was like, it's so crazy.
That was
I feel like
cool that he represented him still not having the same belief though.
Yeah, he's like, you don't have to, like, he said to him, he's like, you don't have to keep saying that you're a patriot and that all you guys are patriots. He's like, I'm a patriot too. Just because I'm a Democrat doesn't mean I'm not a patriot. Just because I don't agree with everything that you did. He's like, I'm still here fucking being your lawyer, working pro bono for you.
And pro bono, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what some people don't get. That's what I was trying to say. That's great to hear a story from the other side that someone still can look at somebody's livelihood and say, you know what?
It's rare.
It's rare, but it's still amazing to hear. You know, I'm glad you gave him a shout out about it, because that might open some other people's minds and say, oh yeah, you know, like, there's been people that weren't pro-Trump, like, that we lost relationships, and now they're like, yo, what's up, bro? Let's go to Hooters, or like, yo, what's up, man? How's the music going? And I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm never talking to you again because you didn't talk to me because I like Trump. Yeah, what's up, bro? Let's chill. And now they're like, man, I was wrong about Trump, man. Or I'd rather be that person to say, well, you can still kick it, you know what I'm saying? We can still be cool than holding a grudge. Like, life's too short to hold grudges, you know what I'm saying? Things happen to people every day. You know what I mean? If COVID was so crazy, we all could have got COVID and died and never would have seen y'all again. I like being able to see you and see how far you then came and see the podcast, see your numbers go crazy. I like being able to go watch the videos and tell people, like, yeah, go watch this first video I did over here. Like, I send that video to a lot of people to this day still.
That's cool.
It's just the growth. And you can go watch that video and then watch me now. I'm a different person. I've grown up, which is the way it's supposed to be. Like, yeah, we all fight for the same country, and we might have different thoughts why it's going on. But I'll be the first person to say when something's wrong and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with everything Trump does. Trump's pushing the vaccine. I don't like the vaccine. But when I go for a president...
He's pushing it?
Yeah, he's behind it. And Johnson & Johnson, he just praised them the other day. But my biggest thing is Trump's not pushing a vaccine mandate. See? You could be pro-vaccine. My family members got the vaccine. They still got COVID, but they got the vaccine. That's not my problem. My problem is when you mandate something.
Right.
You want to take a vaccine, go ahead, my brother. If I don't want to take a vaccine and make a song about it, you can go make a song how much you love the vaccine. They did it. They did it with Juvenile and I think Manny Fresh or whatever. They did the redone. Well, that song didn't get demonetized, and they're talking about vaccines. What about the people that think that's medical misinformation? They don't care, right? But I got a song, no vaccine, so we should all be able to do what we do. But when I tell you, hey, you're going to have to keep this job, you got to get a vaccination. Because what? Why? Well, they're going to give me so much money as a bonus if I get everyone that works with me a vaccine. One of my friends works out in the trade winds, right? And he was like, I'm going to do a big this weekend with y'all. I got $500 extra on my paycheck. I'm like, from what? He's like, I took that vaccine. And I'm like, what? You took, I'm just being real. Not a hate. It's just $500. So that's like me telling you, say me and you sell drugs. And I'm like, bro, we're paying all this money for this work, but me, I learned how to make it myself.
Right.
So check this out. I'll give you $500. Take this. Tell me what it does. I'll see you tomorrow. You gonna risk your whole life for $500 from me?
I know a guy who's a cop who got paid. He got the vaccine. He said he didn't want to get it, but they paid him to do it.
It's tough. Tough decision. Sometimes people got to take care of their kids and their families. It's a decision that he should never had to make.
Well, I mean, it's a decision that, I mean, it's all wealth.
You should never
it's
had
all
to make it.
Social. It's like your status as far as like how much money you make. Like the poor people, like people low income, a lot of cops are really low income, and they can't.
Which is terrible because they got the toughest job in the world.
Yeah.
Right. I got tons of Back to Blue songs. I support the police. I remember like back in the day, you know, police would pull me over when I was younger. I never did drugs, never did anything crazy, so I never was really worried, but it was more like no seatbelts or like riding with loud music or too dark tint. Now cops pull me over and they give me their badges. Like from back in the day, like, hey, Blow, I love your Back to Blue song. This is where I got my first job over here in San Antonio. Now I work on Terra Verde. You know what I mean? And it's my biggest thing is with the police. I got tattoos on my face. I'm driving a car that's black tint you can't see in, big rims on it. Right? I'm not getting pulled over with no driver's license or smoking weed or drinking. Like maybe if I was getting pulled over and weed smells out of my car and I'm drinking out of a styrofoam cup and I'm like, I don't got an ID, then certain questions should come up.